Hello all, welcome to MES e-learning channel. I am Jayesh Rane, Assistant Professor, Department of EX Engineering, PHCT Rasayani. Today, I will introduce you about the concepts related to the transformer. Transformer basically is an integral part of each and everyone's life. Whenever you see electricity, whenever you will see DC currents, AC currents, okay, there is a concept of transformers. So we will study briefly what is the concept of transformer on which it is working. So a transformer, basically it is a combination of two words. Transformer stands for, that is, any device which transfers the power. Any device which transfers the power from one circuit to another circuit is called as transformer. So the name transformer derived from the two words, that is transfer the power. Okay, that's why it is called as transformer. Now you can easily say, what is the need of this transformer? Why we are using transformer? As you know, we are having two types of currents. The day-to-day electricity we are using at our homes is AC. Right, but it's not purely AC. AC is the input given to us, but so many devices at our home, okay, they are working at particularly low voltages. For example, the electrician comes, he'll ask you that the tube light works on 40 volts, the TV works on 60 volts. Likewise, okay, so we are having the input 230, but our applications for voltages for each and every device at our home is different. AC requires a huge power, whereas your mobile charger requires a very less power. So for transforming the power means what? Basically the need of transfer of power from one circuit to another circuit is what? It is due to the AC current, right? AC current is never stored. We can't store AC. So once we generate AC, you have to utilize it, right? But for utilization, for example, we are generating 230 volt, 440 volt. But if you want to charge your mobile, do you really require 230 volts? No, you require 6 volt electricity. So what is the device which convert this? Yes, so that is a transformer. So transformer transform the power from one circuit to the another circuit with the need of, or as per the need of the application. You require 6 volt. You design a transformer that will convert 230 into 6 volt and like that, right? So what are applications of transformer? You can see transformer everywhere, starting from your mobile charger, starting from the huge transmission lines, power stations at your society offices. Okay, huge number of electricity has been or these are very important devices, and these devices are the static devices, means there is no moving parts. Okay, so we will see detail what is transformer. So a transformer is a static device which transforms the power from one circuit to another circuit. Okay, and keep in mind, transformer is having the primary and secondary. So transformer is made up of the two windings. First winding is called as a primary winding. This second winding is called as a secondary winding. So this primary winding is also called as an input winding. This primary winding is called as an input winding. For example, you want to design a mobile charger, right? So obviously this is the input, and this input is 230 volt AC and its frequency is 50 hertz. Right, this is your supply frequency that is coming to your board, but your mobile requires only 6 volt of electricity, right? So you want at the output, okay, this load means what? Output. In electrical terms, load is anything, any device. It's not a big deal. Any device, your mobile phone, your television, your fridge, washing machine, cooler, everything can be considered as a load. So at the output you require some voltage. Input is 230, I require here 6 volt, right? So the terminal or the winding from to which the input is connected is called as a primary winding. is called as primary winding. The winding to which the output is connected is called as a secondary winding. So a primary winding, the winding which is connected to input is called as primary winding, the winding which is connected to output is called as a secondary winding. You can also switch this. If you provide 230 volt to this terminal, this will become this will become the primary winding, and if you provide the output to this, it will become the secondary winding, right? So just remember, the winding which is connected to input is called as primary winding. Now we are applying here 230 volt input. We want to get here 6 volt. Okay, so in transformer terms, we are having the very important basic terms for the transformers. These terms are called as the primary winding parameters and secondary winding parameters. Anyone who understands these parameters, okay, has already got the knowledge around 60 to 70% about transformers. These parameters are very important, okay, while studying or while exploring the concept of transformers. So I will go one by one. So first is primary winding parameters. So as its name suggests, primary winding parameters. So all the parameters which are related to the primary. In electrical engineering, we are having the parameters like voltage, currents, and all of that, EMFs and everything, right? So here for the primary winding, the input voltage is denoted as V1. The input current is denoted as I1. Now here, as you can see, these are the windings. Okay, these are the number of turns. These turns, how many number of turns are there? There are N1 number of turns. And due to this voltage and currents, see, this is a AC and we are applying here coil. So according to Faraday's law of mutual induction, what happens here? Some EMF will be generated at the first winding. So I will denote this as E1. So which are the primary winding parameters we have seen? We have seen V1. V1 is what? It is the input voltage at primary. Then I1 is what? The input current at primary. N1 is the number of turns of primary, and E1 is the EMF generated at primary. These four parameters has a tremendous role. Each and every equation in the transformers has been made up of these parameters. So similarly, these are the primary winding parameters. We can shift to secondary winding parameters. So the output voltage, that is denoted by V2. Okay, so I will write here secondary winding parameters. So obviously these two are analogous. So V2, I will write here, V2 is the output voltage at secondary. Then I2 is the output current at secondary. N2 is the number of secondary turns or number of turns present in the secondary winding. And here E2 is the EMF generated at secondary. So I'll write here all the parameters I2, N2 and E2. I'll summarize these two parameters. V1 is the input voltage at primary, I1 is the input current at primary, N1 is the number of turns at primary, E1 is the EMF generated at primary. Similarly, V2 is the voltage across secondary, I2 is the current output current at secondary, N2 is the number of turns at secondary, and E2 is the EMF generated at secondary. Now as you can see, we are discussing about mobile charger. So input is 230 volt, output is 6 volt, right? So the voltage is decreasing. The transformer, so whatever transformer we are using in our mobile charger, that is called as a step down transformer, right? It is called as a step down transformer. So according to application, a transformer can be divided into two parts. First is the step up transformer and another is step down transformer. So I will write here step up transformer and another is step down transformer. Step up transformer and step down transformer. Now, as I already said, transformer is a device which transforms the power. So either it can transform a higher power or it can transform the lower power. Obviously, as I already said, AC cannot be stored. So you have to utilize it real time, right, according to the voltage level, and voltage levels are what? Either you require a higher voltage or you require a lower voltage. So we are having step up transformer. Obviously, step up, its name suggests that if you give here input, the output is obviously greater than the input, right? The output is obviously greater than the input. So what happens in the step up transformer? We can consider the output voltage must be greater than the input voltage. So for example, if I apply 230 volt, I should get here around 236 or any voltage. Depends on number of turns. Yes, and keep in mind, you will be shocked. Our input is 230. How we can able to get more than 230 by the transformer? Yes, it's possible. This is because we are having the number of turns. How many number of turns are there? We are having N1 and N2. Keep in mind a very simple concept. If N1 number of turns are greater than N2, then the voltage across N1 is greater and voltage across N2 is lower. If N2 is greater than N1, then voltage at secondary is more, voltage at primary is less. So I will tell you real time application. For example, in the power stations, suppose you consider a thermal power station. In that power station, they will not generate electricity in kVs, they generate around 440 volt, right? So but 440 volt is not capable to transfer for hundreds of kilometers, right? So we want to basically up the voltage, means from 440 you have to convert it to some kVs, 11 kVs, 21 kVs and so on, right? So how you can convert? So you can convert by using transformer. So a step up transformer is placed at the power station. Similarly, at MECB substation nearby your colony, we are having MECB substations. There, for example, input is coming as 11 kV. Do you use 11 kV at your home? No, we use only 230, right? So we require 11 kV to 230. So we want a step down transformer. So normally step up transformer are been placed at the generating station and step down transformer are where? At the consumer station. Either it is a commercial or the residential. So step up transformer, the output is higher, input is lower, right? So and this has been possible if we are having number of turns at secondary must be greater than number of turns at primary. So just remember one thing, the side which is having higher number of turns generate the higher voltage. Similarly, in step down transformer, we are having V1 always greater than V2 and N1 always greater than N2, right? So we are having this is the very basic concept of transformer on which principle it works. So this is all about the basic concept or introductory part of the transformer. In my next sessions, I will give the details about the types of transformers, the equations related to it and so on.